On Hearts of Palm, which comes from Ecuador. A lot of it comes from Brazil, but this one was grown in Ecuador. We'll find out more about that. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn, and welcome to Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to go all around the world today, truly, as we feature some produce from Melissa's Produce. I'm really looking forward to this. Melissa's been very good to us here on Mark Alyn Cooks, providing us onions and lemons and cilantro and hearts of palm. And you want to know what that is? Stay tuned. I'll show you in just a moment. And here we go. We are live. If you are watching us, we appreciate your comments and calls. And you can ask questions of our guests. We're going to bring Robert in just a moment. I'm wearing pink today just to celebrate solidarity with Gay Pride Month. And we appreciate any comments people would like to make about that, about food. I was actually in West Hollywood last week as they were getting ready, and I really wanted to go over the weekend because they were setting up food stands right and left. Robert, we should have gone. Let's bring Robert Schueller in. He is known as the Produce Guru, and he is with Melissa's Produce. Robert, thank you very much for spending some time with us today.
Great. Glad to be back. Thank you for having me back on there, Mark.
And we have... we got a happy Pride. Oh, happy Pride, Benny. Thank you very much.
Vina
Vera?
Vina.
Vina D. All right, good. Vina, thank you. Hey, listen, I asked what you thought this might be. It's a pineapple. We're going to be making a vegan bicolor pineapple ceviche today, courtesy of Melissa's. And you can find lots of recipes at melissas.com. By the way, Robert, just walking through markets, and I've been going through Gelson's, Whole Foods, Ralph's, Vons, and Albertsons in the last week. You guys are all over the place with all your potatoes, little tiny potatoes. Carol loves them. Those are one of her favorite things. Anyway, we're going to talk about pineapples, and here's a pineapple, and it doesn't have the crown, right? This is a heavy pineapple. I was noticing, and when you sent this to me, that some of the produce comes from Mexico. Okay, the cilantro, I believe, came from Mexico. The onions, the hearts of palm from South America. These are chips, and these are from the market. We've got lemons. Where are your lemons grown?
California, Fresno area.
Got it.
A lot of citrus out of the California market here for all of the United States there. But right now, yes, it's California season for lemons.
So let us take a look here at, it's called a Honey Glow, Precious Honey Glow. And this one doesn't, which one's this one?
That, the larger one is the pink glow. So when you cut that open, Mark, it is the one that is pink on the inside. The pink glow is grown in Costa Rica, like most of our pineapples in the United States. And they're a newer variety to the United States. And what really makes its difference is not the interior color, even though the interior color is pink versus gold. It's really about the flavor and the texture. The texture is smooth, but the flavor is super sweet without the acidity. For those who are not fans of pineapple because of the heavy acid, the pink pineapple is very smooth and super sweet.
I can't
wait. For those who,
I can't wait. By the way, I have to say a friend of ours is watching, Faye Levy. Hello, I've been meaning to call you, Faye, because we want you back on the show. Um,
And she's also saying those.
oh, those precious honeydew pineapples are so good. Got it. And that would be the smaller one. Um, I have to talk. You've been on a lot of TV shows throughout the country in the last week or so because you have a $400 pineapple. At, and
Shout out.
oh,
Yes.
another shout out. Hi, Robert, and Culinary Adventures with MJ. So tell us about the $400 pineapple.
Okay, so over the last 16 years, Del Monte, who is the largest grower of pineapples in the United States, to make a long story short, it took over 16 years to develop. What they did was they took an heirloom red Morado pineapple, crossed it with one of their honey glow pineapples that they're really known for, and developed what they consider and what we've tried as the perfect pineapple. So it is a pineapple. It actually comes in this box. And the media buzz was about, would you buy a $400 pineapple? When that news hit the CNN, it was on Yahoo, Google, MSN, Today's Show, you name it. It was a big food story. And right after the story broke, we sold out of the 50 Ruby Glow pineapples in less than 3 days.
How
And
many
it
did
comes
you
in this
have on stock?
beautiful box.
Yeah.
And when you open it up, it's like a flower inside. And so we actually have a wait list of over 300 people who want to try this pineapple when it becomes available again come mid August. And
Neil Gray,
yes,
Neil Gray says hello, and let's see. $400 pineapple. What did Faye say?
Amazing.
Amazing. Uh,
Here's Neil.
and
I love
Neil Gray says, I love pineapple.
your shows are amazing.
Your shows are amazing. Our shows are actually very sweet. We're very sweet. I think we should start cutting. What do you think, Robert?
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Should I start with this one?
Yes, go ahead. So the one of the characteristics, other than the package or the band that comes on, is the pink glow pineapple. Mark, it does not come with a top.
Huh.
It's never come with the top because at Del Monte in Costa Rica, they cut off the top because that's the only way to be able to regenerate a new pineapple. And
Ah,
so when they were introduced in the fall of 2019, it was considered rare. And over time, over a consumer demand for this pink pineapple and its sweet tasting, it still comes without the top because they're still trying to grow more because there's more demand for this product than ever. This
and
holds true with the Ruby
it's
Glow variety that I
right.
was talking about because it's the rarest fruit available in the United States. And that's probably with a price tag of $400. I was even surprised we sold 50 of them within 3 days.
Wow. I've got to ask, and that's sustainable then. If you cut the
Yes, if you cut it off and replant it, you can grow yourself a pineapple. However, we don't have good growing conditions here in the United States unless you are in Hawaii. It needs very hot, rainy, humidity. There's very few places that grow pineapples. In the United States, the only place that grows them is Hawaii. But
right.
believe it or not, 95% of the pineapples that are brought into the United States actually come from Costa Rica.
Oh my. Well, we're going to start um, by cutting this, and you've already directed me. How is that? Is that a good place? I'm using a
Yeah.
serrated knife as well. It's a
Yeah,
bread.
the serrated knife works always best on fruit as it does like a loaf of bread.
Oh my
It makes a
goodness. Is
smooth
that
cut.
amazing?
Oh, for Pride.
Surprise.
Pride Month.
Hmm?
It
Oh,
matches your
It matches my shirt for Pride Month. Good. Yes. Very good. Smells good. So I'm going to
Okay,
cut
so you're
off
going
the
to cut the top and the bottom.
and this is
Okay.
even pinker down here.
Yes. So now go ahead and put the pineapple mark on its side so it won't roll over. Okay. Flip it around the other way because you can clearly see the core all the
Like
way
this.
around on the bottom, all the way around. No, no, no. Flip it up. You're going to see the core. Flip it up.
Oh, yes. Yes, right
Yes.
here.
There you go. So you can do it either on the top or on the bottom. If you flip it over the other way, Mark, there you go. You can clearly see
Yes.
where the core is. And
Got it.
now you're going to cut a square core out because the core is really thick and it's hard. So that's the one thing about pineapple is how to core it correctly. So you're going to cut a square. You're going to cut it 4 times, but you're going to cut it around the core. But first, I would recommend taking off the skin. So you're just going to go ahead and cut it around the skin. There you go. You're going to cut there. Move it. Get perfect. There you go. Keep going. Move. Right.
This is my first pineapple, by the way. I've never cut a pineapple before. Okay.
There you go. Now you're going to cut off a couple of the rough parts along the star. There you go. Good.
There's a couple of little places here where I missed, so let's get those.
Yeah.
Did you call this right here the pineapple eye?
Correct. That is the eye.
And we should get rid of that.
Correct. That is part of the skin, actually. So you definitely want to or you're going to have chewy things in your pineapple. So
got it. It smells delicious.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear for just 1 second and hand this over to Carol. Oh, thank you. Whoops. And
you can flip it one more time and cut off the corners on the other side because you might have the same problem on the other side, Mark.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
One more.
So the cut it's usually about an octagon. After a while, you get the hang of it and you're going to kind of cut it usually like you would a cantaloupe or a melon. But Mark, you did pretty good here. So now you see the center core. Now you're going to cut diagonally all the way across, not through the center. Just pretend the core is a big giant seed and you cannot cut into the seed. So you're going to cut to the left or right of it. Yes, straight down. There we go.
Got it. And
rotate.
Then turn it.
Yeah, there we go. Second cut. Perfect. Third cut. Right.
Look, Mom. Look what I'm doing. Okay.
And so at the end, your core is a long rectangle, and now you have cored a pineapple.
Yes. Okay. And may I have a wet thing? All right. Now, I see a couple of little pieces here. I'm going to cut that off too. I think it's part of the core.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. And basically, in making this vegan bicolor pineapple, because we have just 2 colors of pineapple here for this, we actually sell a third variety it's a white flesh variety, and it's called the Elefante. It actually comes from Ghana. It's a delicious, sweet and rare variety that is available to us in the United States. It's very sweet, like the pink one, but it has a white interior and a nice texture to it. So from there, in creating this recipe, like you do for regular ceviche, is you're going to make little smaller than sugar cube squares, basically, almost a minced, but not, but keep a nice little square, probably about a little bit smaller than the size of a sugar cube.
All right.
And it works out perfect because you already created squares and rectangles. So it cuts really smooth in making this recipe.
Very easily.
Yeah.
There we go. Robert, I have to cheat. I
Okay.
can't resist. Mm. And you had said that that would be low acid, and it is. It
Yeah.
is.
For those who have a sensitivity when eating pineapple because of the acid, like citrus, it would burn people's gums. But you're not going to have a problem with this with these pink glow pineapples because they have little to no acid whatsoever. And that is the huge difference between a regular gold pineapple and these pink glow pineapple.
All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in this bowl. Bowl is off camera, but I need to cut more, and then we have to add the second pineapple.
Push the bowl closer.
Just say it.
So the second pineapple that you have there, Mark, is the I'm holding one up. You notice it's a bit smaller than the regular size pineapple. So this is your regular size pineapple, and the one you're cutting are the new precious gold pineapples brought to you from Del Monte, but exclusively distributed by Melissa's. You'll know it's the precious because it says precious honey glow on the label. This is a perfect size for two people.
It
So,
is.
like the regular pineapple is for like 6 to 8 people, but the precious variety is about a half to a third the size. And it's perfect if you have a small family, either you're single or you're a family of maybe 2 or 3. Because one thing about pineapple is once you cut it, you have to eat it. It won't, after you cut it and you put it in the fridge for too long, it will soften up and ferment really fast. So you always get your best bite after you cut the pineapple and enjoy it.
Chrissy Lomax says pineapple has
bromelain.
oh yeah, which is very good for you.
Inflammation.
Yes.
The core contains the most.
Well, we threw the core away because it's very hard to eat.
Vina B is saying something about the elephant.
I just have to. I have to ask if I take this. Love
The elephante.
the elefante. Good. If I plant this, will it grow?
It will, but the problem is it
This
might not fruit.
got it.
That's the problem because you have to have good humidity, rains, and heat. Heat is what pineapples love. And unfortunately, in the continental United States, we really don't have the ideal island temperature as you would think Hawaii or a lot of South American countries closer to the equator. So it will grow, but I can't promise you fruit. And sometimes when you chop off the top, it takes several years to fruit. So I know people have tried to do it commercially here in the United States. It's just Mother Nature doesn't dictate that type of weather here.
And we're here because we don't like humidity. I'm cutting this the same way I cut the other one.
Very good.
And I'm cutting off some pieces. And then we have, this one had a few more eyes. Let's see if I can, I'm going to use a smaller knife.
Sure, go ahead and use a paring knife to get off the little ends there.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the eyes in the pineapple. It makes it a little crunchy there. So yeah, I would recommend a little paring knife like that or a steak knife to finish it off. So it looks like almost like a ball. Obviously, after you cut it down, it's relatively to a traditional pineapple, which is about 6 pounds. these pineapples are less than 2 pounds and about the size of a softball. But these Honeyglow, which are perfect for 1 or 2 people, is a perfect serving size when you don't want a lot of pineapple. If you're not catering to having a party, unless you have a family of like 8 or 10 people, the precious pineapples, it saves you because, like I said, the key to a pineapple is consuming it probably within 48 hours after cutting it, because once you keep it in your refrigerator for more than a week, it ferments and it just doesn't taste as good as when you first cut it.
Tom Martin says it's very colorful, and it is. Carol, I'm going to hand this to you as well. I'm going to just put it over
Yes.
here. Okay. And here we go. We're going to cut this fruit now.
Yeah.
And the core is going to come out the same way. It'll just be smaller.
Correct. I know you had a comment earlier in regards to the core. The
Right.
core is edible, but it is extremely hard and very different texture than the regular fruit. Mark, what I suggest for the core, if you want to soften it up, put it on the grill or cook it in a pan, then cut it up. You can use it with rice. You can put it into a salad. But if you grill it up, you not only caramelize it, but you soften up the core. So you don't have to waste the core. It's just that when you eat
I'm going to
the
save
core
it.
raw, it is extremely hard.
All right. What I'm going to do now, I tasted the core here.
Very hard. It's almost
It,
like corn on the cob.
but it's, you know what? It's sweet. And according to Chrissy, it's healthy for us. All right. So now I'm going to chunk this up a little bit.
So again, you're going to cut it into like sugar cube size, because a ceviche is a mixture of the pineapple. Obviously, you see on the screen there, you're gonna be chopping up the cilantro, the red onions. You're gonna be adding in the base of the ceviche, which we should be talking about pretty soon, and the base as the meat substitute, because traditional ceviche, Mark, is fish.
Right.
But this is vegan ceviche, so we're actually going to use the base is going to be hearts of palm.
All right. Which I've already cut up. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this here. I have another piece of pineapple. You know, I'm going to add this one too.
Oh boy.
Carol's already saying, let's eat.
Oh, in the meantime, Faye had a question.
I'm sorry?
Faye
There.
has a question
Oh.
for Robert.
Robert, can you
Yes.
read the question,
Did you
Kelly?
say the cut pineapple ferments after 48 hours in the refrigerator?
Did you say that
Correct.
it does?
It starts to ferment as soon as you cut it. But what I noticed on pineapple is that once you cut it, it starts to break down really fast. It softens, it gets mushier. For me, that is not ideal. You can keep the pineapple in the refrigerator for up to 5 days. However, I noticed the ripening and the fermentation. In other words, it's going to get soft and it's going to start getting overripe after 48 hours. So ideally, I eat a lot of fruit, especially pineapple, which is one of my favorites. I noticed that after 2 days of a pineapple that's been cut, it really starts to taste a little differently. It's so sweet, but one thing I like about pineapple is the texture, and once you cut it, you start losing that texture.
Well,
And I think
and
that's a characteristic of many fruits.
In a lot of Asian cuisine, texture is very important. So so that's an important thing. I just moved our bowl in. Look how pretty this is, the pink and the yellow, and we have some other things to add. So let's do that.
Okay.
Onion first.
Yeah, the order doesn't really matter. We actually have this vegan tricolor pineapple ceviche on melissas.com. So you're doing a mince like you would find in a traditional ceviche. Next, you're gonna shred up the leaves of the cilantro. Some people like the stems. I don't like the stems per se, but the stems do give flavor. So if
Right.
you do a really uh,
I
quick chop on that, um,
I
as you would,
what I
again,
did
using a serrated knife.
what I did was I stemmed the cilantro earlier. You can see that, and I didn't chop it because I like the full leaf.
Okay. Either
Okay.
way, when you do cut the leaf, it brings out the full flavor of the cilantro. Of course, when you bite
Yeah. What
into
I
the
did was I
cilantro,
tore
it
it.
gives you the full flavor.
Yeah. What I did was I tore it like that, and that really that's really good. Okay. By the way, Robert will be back with us sometime at the end of July, early August, and I thought I'd mention that. Oh, I've got a couple of things to add. I've got to add hearts of palm. Now, I wanted to show people two things. Melissa's provides a jar of hearts of palm. Let's see if we can get it all on. And uh, I love hearts of palm, as I said earlier. So this is how it comes. And then is this steamed or cooked, or is this just raw? I don't know.
So, so there's two ways you can find it. There's fresh, which is hard to find in the marketplace because it goes bad really fast. However, most common than not, you're going to find it in jarred. It's almost like a pickle, or canned where it's pickled. The Melissas, yes, we actually get our hearts of palm out from Ecuador, which is a designated growing area for these hearts of palm. Now, you got to understand, because if you Google about hearts of palm, you're going to hear about the deforestation of the rainforest because of hearts of palm, because truly is the core of a palm tree. However, we grow them at a growing area because once the palm tree gets too big, the core becomes very hard, big, and rough. And you need to farm the hearts of palm, not pick it wild. So there is no, in the Melissa's label, we do not deforest. It's grown in a certain area of Ecuador where it is the they're grown to a certain size, only a few years, because
And,
you want the
and, this,
tender cores
and
of
this
these
is what
hearts
it
of palm.
looks like. And then what I've
Yes.
done is I've cut them into little pieces, and they're like half moon shaped, and I'll add that in there too. And
Yes.
I love this.
They actually look like the core of a pineapple, but
They
this is
do.
hearts of palm you're cutting.
They do. I'm cutting a couple more. I'm cutting that last one up. We'll throw that in. Whoa. I have to wipe my hand. I've got pineapple and cilantro and all kinds of stuff on it. Okay. Um, Now I have a couple of lemons. I think that is next.
Yeah, that's one of the last things, because there is acid in the lemon, that just does something special when you're adding it to sauces or meals. You do that closer to the end. Make sure when you squeeze it that you don't get the seeds from the lemons. But Melissa also does seedless lemons, which is something that you'll find more and more in your stores, so you don't have to worry about it. But I see you have the right tool there, Mark.
I
That
do.
you
Here
don't
we
a
go.
juicer.
A
Okay,
juicer. Let's see. And
perfect.
the recipe calls for 4 ounces, and that's fine. I think we'll do.
You get about on a regular lemon 3 to 4 ounces. So I would go a lemon to a lemon and a half to taste.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say. And we'll do this half.
Now, some people, and it's substitutable in this regard, our chef JC and our chef team with Chef Tom, they prefer the lemon, but in traditional ceviche, where you use fish instead of hearts of palm, typically traditionally you use lime because it has a stronger bite and sourness to it, which works better with the fish. But in terms of this recipe, since your base is not fish and it's hearts of palm and pineapples, um, we recommend that you actually use the lemon juice instead of the lime juice.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to add more cilantro for two reasons. One, we have more cilantro. And two, Carol really likes cilantro. Okay.
I love it. I put it in everything. But this is the funny thing. There's a funny thing about cilantro. It's a love-hate relationship. Now, cilantro is an essential ingredient in most Asian and also Latin cooking. But I found out that here, especially in the United States, for some reason, cilantro, for some people, it in their taste buds, it makes cilantro taste like soap to them. So
Yes.
there's these people who
And the
hate
reason it
cilantro.
does that, Robert, is it's actually a DNA. It's chromosomal. Some people don't like it because of DNA. And it's like me.
It's in their DNA.
It's in the DNA. It's I have my DNA says I don't like beef liver, and I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't like beef liver, and I'm just blaming it on the DNA.
Okay.
Now, typically, this should sit and marinate for a while, correct?
Correct. But your ideal in regards to this, because you can refrigerate it, is not to keep it in the refrigerator for more than 5 days because the pineapple does start to super ripen and things. So usually, the perfect thing for ceviche in my case is I like the large tortilla, corn tortilla chips, or your favorite chips, and you're just gonna use it as a dip, just like you would traditional cilantro, and there you have it, a
Well,
vegan bicolor pineapple ceviche.
here we go. Whoop, I keep breaking I broke the chip, is what I've done. I broke the
Yeah,
chip.
You know what? Use the spoon. Use a spoon and put it.
All
yeah.
right.
Use a spoon and mix up the flavor really well there, and then put it on to the chip, and then go from there. That would be the easiest.
All right, here we go. I want to take a piece of the pink one too. All right, here we go, folks. This is the best part of the show. And even though this is, Robert, this recipe is from a chef in Palm Desert.
Yes, Chef JC.
Yes, Chef JC. So, Chef JC, even though it's your recipe, if I made it and I like it, I take credit. Mmm. Mm. Oh boy. Dinner tonight is going to be great. Robert, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have you hold on. Um, this is a delicious side dish. You could actually, if you added a lot more um, of the hearts of palm, it could be an entree. It really could be, especially with the tortilla chips. Um, thank you very much. You could, I see this. You could wrap it up in a um, in a tortilla and eat it as a burrito.
You could do that. I really like the chip and the texture that goes along
Yeah.
with this because the fruit is softer. But you know, you can, as you do with like a ceviche, you can use it as a garnish. It's almost like a salad. You can also use it as a salad, but you can also like put it over like some cooked fish as well. No longer making it vegan, but adding a lot of color to your plate, adding a lot of texture, and getting your kids to eat more fruits and vegetables. This is a great way to get them to try some of these different fruits and vegetables all in one dish. It's got a
And
wonderful plate presentation.
here's a question for you from Gary. Gary, have you tried it with the orange juice? Squeezing an orange in there instead.
I haven't. The key in ceviche is that bite you get from typically the lime juice, but in this case, because of the ingredients, we use the lemon juice instead. But I'd give that a try. I don't know if it's going to have enough acid to sweetness ratio. It might, if you do orange juice, it might actually taste more like a fruit salad than its original intent. But Gary, give it a try. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, thank you very much. Robert, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hold on. Faye. Oh, Faye has another comment. But I can't.
Don't the diced foods fall off the chip easily?
Yes, they do. And that's because I made them too big, Faye. I should have chopped it a little bit finer. But I like big bites. Because as you know, Faye, I am a big guy. Actually, my mouth is as big as. Never mind, we won't go there. Listen, next week we're going to be making key lime pie, and we're going to ask Melissa's Food and Robert to provide us with some key limes. That'll be the only outside produce that we'll need next week. Um, and Tom Martin will be joining us from Tom Martin Media. Thank you very much, Carol. As always, a great show. You did good work. And thank you for watching. By the way, we've reached over 300,000 views in the last year, all because of you. Thank you very much. Have a great week, everybody. Eat healthy. See you next time. Bye bye for now.